Welcome back to the All Scale Slot Car Den. I'm Dennis, and this is part 4 in my series of Lesney Matchbox, the 1 to 75 regular wheel series that ran from 1953 to 1969, and a major source of enjoyment in my childhood. And I'm just going through the cars that were made. I want to feature every single car that was made in the series. I do have a majority, I would say an overwhelming majority of those cars that were made in all those years. And what I don't have, I'm going to describe. And if I don't have it, I probably have something that is extremely similar to it, because a lot of the versions, as they made minor tweaks and changes, that's all they were, which were minor. So I can hold up a car and say, well, I don't have the version before or after it, but this is the one that is very similar to it. So it'll give you a rough idea. And I'll hold everyone up to the box if I can remember. And so this way you could see a size proportion, as they're not all just like 1/64th perfect scale. They really range. And you'll see that as we go. And for anybody who's been following along, I thank you and I hope you're having fun. If anybody's nearing retirement, I just want to say this: there's nothing to be afraid of. If you're thinking about retiring and what you're going to do, and if you're going to be bored, I mean, look at this. We're talking about Matchbox cars from our childhood here on a slot car track that gets a lot of enjoyment and a lot of fun. And there's die-cast cars from racing champions and Lionel and Johnny Lightning all looking on. So there's so much to do, and this is just a fraction of the hobbies you can explore in your retirement. So don't ever worry about that. Just go and have fun, relive your childhood, just have a blast. So with that, let's resume our series. This is in a playlist. If you've missed the first 3 episodes, this is episode 4. Let's get into this. We're at 37A. This is the B version of the 37, and it's the Carrier Bantam Coca-Cola, the 2-ton Coca-Cola lorry. And this is yellow and red with the even load. See how that's all even, okay? And this came in gray plastic, silver plastic, or black plastic wheels on crimped or rounded axles. The A version of this ran from 1957 to 59, and it was pretty much the same. And it came without the base plate, where this has a base plate, and the load was even or uneven. You see how all those bottles were all even? Well, it came with like a little bit out of place, a little uneven. So that's the difference really in those two models. That one's from the A, which was from 57 to 59. This is the B, which ran from 60 to 65. And let's put it up there so you get a good idea of the size. All right, now we get to the C, which is the Dodge cattle truck. And it came with the 2 cattle, and this door opens so they can go down the ramp, and you can have a lot of fun with that. I know I did in my childhood. This came in yellow, and with the gray box, and the box could be light gray or dark gray or brown, and the base could be silver or unpainted metal. And so that was an interesting little differences in this Dodge cattle truck. All right, and that ran from 66 to 69, and that closes out the 37s. Now let's get to the 38s. The 38A ran from 57 to 62. It's the Carrier Refuse Collector. And this came in light brown, dark gray, or silver. And it had the cleansing department decals on it, as you can see. And it came with metal or gray plastic wheels. Now we get to the 38B, which is the Vauxhall Victor Estate Car. It had the opening rear hatch. Look at that. I can actually get it open and look inside there. And this was the 39B. It ran from 63 to 67. And it was yellow, and the interior was either green, like this one, or red. And of course, you want to have a tow hitch. You can tow a lot of those campers and whatever you have out there with this car, as a lot of Matchbox cars did. All right, and now we get to the 38C, the 1967 only, the Honda motorcycle and trailer, which came in with this turquoise motorcycle and the orange trailer. And it could have had Honda stickers on here, and some had no Honda stickers, as this one, just a clean version, no Honda on it. And this came with black plastic wheels. Now, in 1968 and 69, they changed the color of this. Same again as the Honda motorcycle and trailer, same turquoise motorcycle, but it became an orange, yellow trailer. And this one does have the Honda. It did come with the Honda stickers, and but this came in either large or small lettering on that. I believe this is the large version of that Honda stickers, and same size as the orange one. And once again, if I'm off by a year, please forgive me. A lot of these things, you know, they came out during the year, even though they might have been featured in a yearly catalog. They sometimes substituted the you know, A to B to C within the year, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly when a model came out. So just bear with me if I say a certain year, that it could be within a year. All right, let's get to the 39s. 39 is the Ford Zodiac convertible. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong one. We're up here. This is the 39A, the Ford Zodiac convertible. And it was this pinkish, peachish color. The interior and base were tan or turquoise. And you can see this is the turquoise model, very nicely done. This came with metal, gray plastic, or silver plastic wheels. The 39A ran from 57 to 61. And a nice car there. Okay, let's go up here for the 39B, for the Pontiac convertible. This ran from 62 to 66. And it came in yellow or purple. And the steering wheel was either red or white. And the purple had the red steering wheel only. This came with fine or knobby gray plastic, silver plastic, or black plastic wheels. And now we get to the Ford Tractor. This was the 39C from 67 to 69. The Ford Tractor, and you can see it's losing basically all its wheels. These get deformed over time. There's a simple fix for them, just by, you can put some double-sided tape or whatever you wish to get those things to stay on. I just kind of push them inside so I don't lose them. One day I'll have a project to just, you know, stick on all those wheels, but right now they're good enough. They're not going anywhere. Now this one ran from 67 to 69 in dark blue and yellow, or light blue and yellow, or all orange, or all blue. And the tires were black plastic on this. And you could see a rather large model compared to that box. Okay, now we get to the number 40, the Bedford tipper truck. This was the 40A from 1957 to 1960. And this was in red with a light tan or a dark tan dump body. And you can see how that works. And of course that actually moves out of the way, so children were able to fill this up with whatever they had and dump it, and it would dump, just like all nice workable features that Matchbox cars, Matchbox vehicles had. And that was a really, really nice thing. I really liked this one. And this came with metal or gray plastic wheels. So, putting that up there. All right. Now that became the 40B in 1961, ran through 1966, was the Leland Royal Tiger Coach in this bluish gray color. Really interesting vehicle we have here. And that came with finer knobby gray plastic, silver plastic, or black plastic wheels. Very, very interesting car, vehicle. And very long, very long. And then the 40C, which is the hay trailer, and it has these removable stakes, and front and back are removable. This was the 40C, ran from 67 to 69, and the stakes and the wheels, as you can see, are yellow, and this came with black plastic wheels, which are a pain to keep on. Oops, yeah, I lost one already right there. I think I will have to do that project and get these things to stay on a little bit more permanently. And this one was one of my least favorites, as you can tell. I mean, besides the wheels coming off, with these stakes, they're very hard to keep in place, but it's a nice feature that it had, that they could be removable, and you can carry anything you want in there. And I just lost another wheel somewhere. I'll find it later. Oh, we're sitting right up there. Let's put this on real quick before I lose it. I just lost it. Okay, we'll put it right there. See, that's one of my least favorite, and what happens over time with a lot of these. All right, and now we get to number 41, and that's one of my favorites here, the D-type Jaguar. And this was the 41A, ran from 1957 to 1959, and it was 2 3/16 of an inch. And it was green, and the car numbers were either 52 or 41. And that came with metal or gray plastic wheels. Very, very beautiful car, and something that slot car people could probably really appreciate. And make slot cars in this version would be awesome. And there probably are, Scalextric probably did something like that. I'm almost sure of it. Amongst some others, maybe. Let's get to the 41C. Now, Rob Sale, if you're watching, this is for you. This Ford GT ran from 1965 to 69 with the number 6 or 9. Okay, yeah, I guess you can say that could be either way, as there are no numbers on the side. And this is a very difficult car to find in really clean condition, because it does get dirty. A lot of models I've seen get pretty dirty over the years. It's hard for them to maintain that whiteness if they're white. This also came in yellow, and the wheels were either red or yellow, but the yellow was only on the number 6. It had the yellow wheels. And that is the Ford GT, the 41C, for you, Rob Sale. All right, let's get to the 42s. Working our way through here. The 42A is the Bedford Evening News Van. I love this one. This was a 42A, ran from 1959 to 1964. And this was, as you can see, yellow and red. And the wheels were metal or gray plastic or black plastic, and they were fine or knobby. Very, 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 very nice. I love this one. All right, and now let's get to this, may be one of my favorites of all time from my childhood, the Studebaker Lark Wagon. This was the 42B, ran from 65 to 68, And something I remember, I probably spent way, way, way too many hours sliding this roof. I can't even get my finger in there to do it. Can I get it? No, I can't get it. I can't get it. Ah, come on. Oh well, it's got a sliding roof that slides and closes. I just can't get, I don't have a fingernail to get in there. Maybe I'll feature this in a little short or something when I can get that thing done out of there. But I would spend hours just sliding that back and forth. It's probably one of the very first Matchbox vehicles I ever got, and something I just fell in love with. I do not remember, and it came with this hunter and his dog that you can take them out for a little adventure with this little hunting dog. They could stay in the back of the car like this. I don't remember them at all. I probably had them, and because I bought, you know, all my vehicles new when I was a kid. My mother bought them for me, actually. And it probably came with that, but I probably lost them right off the bat, and I was probably not too concerned. Or maybe he wound up with my Army soldiers. That probably is what happened. So that was the 42B from 65 to 68. And this came in dark blue or light blue. And the sliding roof was light blue, dark blue, or unpainted. And it came with black plastic wheels. And if I can get that to go, let's get these guys out of here before I lose them. I always put them in another spot. Let me see if I can work on this. No, I don't want to take your time. I'll get back with that. Maybe I'll do a little short on that and show you how it slides, if anybody cares. Now let's get to the 42C. Matchbox changed it up a little bit in 1969 with this iron fairy crane. And the base was red, the boom and hook was yellow, and it had black plastic wheels. And of course, that swings all the way around. The hook can actually hook on one of your other cars and tow it around. Really, really interesting. Very, very cool little iron fairy crane. And pretty big, too. All right, working our way through. We get to the 43s. Now, in 1958, Matchbox expanded to 60 models. So this ran the 43A ran from 58 to 61, and this was the Hillman Minx. And the Hillman Minx was either all green or light blue with a gray roof, or turquoise with a cream roof with metal or gray plastic wheels and crimped or rounded axles. 58 to 61. Very, very nice car. All right, and now we get to the 43B, which ran from 62 to 67. The Evelyn Barfield tractor shovel in yellow. And the tractor shovel, the shovel and driver were either red and red, red and yellow, yellow and red, or yellow and yellow. All four different combinations of the shovel and the driver in their colors. And the tires were black plastic. Pretty large vehicle. And rounding off the 43s, 43C from 1968 to 69 is the pony trailer in yellow. And this had black plastic wheels, and the back of this comes out, and of course we have two little ponies that can come down the ramp, and you can play with them or put them with your army men set, with your fort or whatever you had at the time, and you can have a lot of adventures with this. Very, very nice. Very nice. And of course, you can hook that onto the back of one of your sports cars, your Ferrari or whatever you have that had the hook, and take that thing around anywhere you wanted, to your friend's house, and just enjoy yourself and have a great time. All right, now we get to the 44s. The 44s are the Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud saloon car from, this was the 44A, 58 to 1963 in this metallic blue. And it came with metal, gray plastic, or silver plastic wheels. All right, That was the 44A. Then we get to the 44B, which was sticking with the theme of the Rolls-Royce. The Rolls-Royce Phantom 5 ran from 64 to 66. And this had an opening trunk. And if I can get it. Of course I can't. Yeah, of course I can't. Where is it there? Okay, well, you get the idea. Something opens on it. And this came in metallic tan, metallic silver, or metallic gray, with gray plastic, silver plastic, or black plastic wheels. Sticking with that Rolls-Royce theme. And let's put them up together so you could see the difference. This is the Silver Cloud, and this is the Phantom 5. And for something completely different in the 44s, the 44C from 67 to 1969 was the refrigerator truck. Something I remember vividly in my childhood. I think every one of my friends who collected Matchbox cars had one of these. These were very, very common. I don't know if they still are, but they were very common back then. Or it could have just been my friends were all into this. And this was fantastic because this would open up and you can put quite a bit of stuff in there. Really, really nice feature in that. So that was a refrigerator truck, and this came with the box was turquoise, and it was the red cab there, and with black plastic wheels. A very large truck, very useful truck. You can remember carrying a lot of different things in there. Let's get to the 45s now, as we're starting to round through episode 4. From 1958 to 64 is the Vauxhall Victor. And this came in yellow or red. The windows were green, clear, or had no windows. And the wheels were metal or finer knobby gray plastic, silver plastic, or black plastic wheels. And the whole gamut pretty much. Very, very beautiful car. Vauxhall Victor. And 45B became the Ford Corsair, and it had the boat, and the boat was removable with that roof rack that was removable. You just attach the boat onto there, and away you go on your little vacation with your Ford Corsair. And this was the 45B, ran from 65 to 69. And it was yellow, and the boat was green, and the base was green. It was gray or unpainted, with gray or black plastic wheels. Very, very nice boat. You can have a lot of adventures. Take that to the side of your bathtub while you're taking your bath, and you can have your boat there and put whatever in your boat and whatever floats your boat. Let's get to the 46s. 46A ran from 1958 to 59. The Morris Minor 1000. Very tiny car. The Morris Minor 1000. And this came in light tan, dark green, or dark blue with metallic or gray plastic wheels. Very tiny car, as you can see there. Hold up to that box for comparison reasons here. And the 46B, it got a little larger in 46. As from 1960 to 67, we have the Pickford's Removers and Stores removal van. This came in green or dark blue or tan. The tan version had Bielsen decals on it, not Pickford's. This would slide up. Hey, I was actually able to do something in this video. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I got it working. You can look inside there. Very, very nice van. Very large compared to its predecessor in the 46A, which was that Morris Minor, that tiny one. Got much larger in Pickford's in the 46B. Which brings us to the last 46, the 46C, ran in 1968. It's the Mercedes 300 SE. any of you Carrera fans and know the pink pig, the Mercedes 300. And this has opening doors and trunk, and it came in green with black plastic wheels. Hey, I got everything open. You can see inside there. Awesome little car. Big car. Big car. Nice details going on in there. And that rounds up the 46s with that 46C. Oh, there was also one of these in 1969. They changed this to blue instead of green, also with black plastic wheels. So that rounded off the 46s. All right, 2 more to go in our set here in episode 4. 47A ran from 1958 to 62. The 1-ton Trojan Brooks Bond T-Van. Beautiful. I love this. I absolutely love this. Beautiful colors. And this came in red with metal or gray plastic wheels with crimped or rounded axles. Love that. I can't say it enough. All right, and then the 47B. Oh my gosh, talking about loving something. From 1963 to 66, the Commer Lion's Made Ice Cream Canteen came in blue or metallic blue. And the decals on the roof were square or oval, and the side had different types of decals on them. And this came in fine or knobby gray plastic or black plastic wheels. And you could see the ice cream man serving up an ice cream inside there. Wonderful details. Lion's Made. And that turned into, in 1967, the Lion's Made Ice Cream Canteen in cream. And the decals were square or striped, or oval or plain. And you could see that ice cream man in there serving his ice cream just like in the other one. And this came with fine or black plastic wheels. And let's hold them up so you could see the difference in these ice cream canteens. Different kinds of decals. And then we'll put that one up there. All right. Then, in 1968, that 47 turned into the 47C, the DAF tipper container truck, which actually tips. And it came in this turquoise and yellow with the light gray roof and black plastic wheels. And this is removable, so you could put your load in there. This does not give, but whatever tips, you would have to just kind of dump it over like that and put your lid back on. And I remember this fondly from my childhood, one of my main workhorses. And then in 1969, this same DAF tipper container truck became silver and yellow. And the roof was either light gray or dark gray with black plastic wheels. So you could see the difference in roof colors from light gray or dark gray. Basically everything else was the same other than the colors here. And that rounded up the 47s. And last but not least, well, maybe to me, to be honest, this is probably one of my least. I don't have the 48A. This is the 48B, the sports boat and trailer. This ran from 61 to 66. And this was a red deck with the white hull, or a white deck with a red hull. And the motor was gold or silver, and the trailer was dark blue or light blue. Those are all the different variations in that. Came with gray plastic or black plastic wheels. So a lot of different variations in this, which it could be nice. You can pull this thing up and take it in the tub with you, or in a container of water if you're playing outside, whatever, and just have some fun with it. Now, this is the, like I said, this is the 48B version, 61 to 66. The 48A ran from 58 to 60, and it was the Meteor sports boat and trailer. Pretty similar to this. The deck was tan, and the hull was blue, and the trailer was black. But it had no motor. It had no motor. So other than that, it was pretty similar. And that one came with metal, gray plastic, silver plastic wheels with crimped or rounded axles. And I guess I never liked these too much because it was just a pain in keeping them on the trailer. So that was the story with that. And to round this off, in episode 4, the 48C from 1967 and 1969, a very beautiful red Dodge dumper truck. And of course, that dump bed tips. And the base ran either the full length or three quarters of the length of the body. So those are the two variations that came in. And it came in with black plastic wheels. Very large truck, but a very, very beautiful, striking red color. And that'll do it. That's episode 4. Stay tuned for the next one as we go from 49 and working our way to eventually finishing off the 1 to 75 series of the regular wheels. And thank you for watching. I hope you're having fun. I love exploring, re-exploring all these vehicles again, and just putting some awareness out there and enlightening people to what you can have fun with and reliving your childhood. And it's all fine and good, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.